Where dips the rocky highland of Sleuthwood in the lake, there lies a leafy island where flapping herons wake the drowsy water rats. There we've hid our fairy vats full of berries and of reddest stolen cherries. Come away, O human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. Where the wave of moonlight glosses the dim gray sands with light, far off by furthest Rosses we foot it all the night, weaving olden dances, mingling hands and mingling glances, till the moon has taken flight. To and fro we leap and chase the frothy bubbles, while the world is full of troubles and anxious in its sleep. Come away, O human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. Where the wandering water gushes from the hills above Glencar, in pools among the rushes that scarce could bathe a star, we seek for slumbering trout, and whispering in their ears give them unquiet dreams, leaning softly out from ferns that drop their tears over the young streams. Come away, O human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. Away with us she's going, the solemn-eyed. She'll hear no more the lowing of the calves on the warm hillside, or the kettle on the hob sing peace into her breast, or see the brown mice bob round and round the oatmeal chest. For she comes, the human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than she can understand.
It's a good thing we don't dream.
Why are we trying to give fish nightmares?
Trout.
How is that a selling point? I'm just curious.
I don't know if I trust no fairy.
I never trusted a trout.
I feel uneasy about it.
When was the last time you felt easy about anything?
You're not our managers anymore. What do you mean we have a show tonight?
Circle up.
Good evening, travelers, and welcome back to the court of the Gesture Princes. I am your storyteller, Jonas Tintenseher, and we are playing Vampire the Masquerade V5 Midnight Gravity. Joining me tonight, our reformed performer, Casey Reardon.
I play Mathias Wilson, and are you Thurston for another Howard Thurston being somewhat shitty to the woman in his life?
Oh,
I need
no, it's
a
the second part of the
follow-up on-
two-parter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
Now I'm ready
three-parter.
for the spoils.
It's a three-part! Oh, God!
Let's hear it.
So the Marquis of Jane's show, you know how I said last week that Jane had her own show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, her show said,
Oh, no.
Thurston, the world's greatest magician, co-starring his daughter Jane.
Aww.
That was the Marquis of her show.
Wow.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
Wow.
What a shit.
Was he in it?
Oh my god.
He did perform alongside her, yeah, but it was her supposed to be her show.
I mean,
Oh my
it
god.
sucks, but I kind of get that one.
Yeah, name recognition.
That still happens today, I guess. Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's okay that it keeps happening today.
No,
Yeah.
it's still mean. It's still mean. Yeah, it's still mean.
But it's understandable.
Our bitchin' mortician, Andrew Frost.
Hey.
My name is Antonio Stregano, but I can't say it always was.
Ooh.
Oh.
Our Shakespearean seer, Sky Swanson.
Birds can see in ultraviolet and often have coloring and patterning in ultraviolet that we humans can't see. One example of this is the puffin, whose bright, colorful beak is covered in ultraviolet, just like Reggie.
What is happening?
No!
I just got it.
Good. No.
Our roaming loner, Seth Coveyou.
Haha. I'm the loner. Oh, that's sad.
That's not funny.
I play Timothy Foster. I'm gonna keep riding that dragon high, baby.
Hell yeah, bro. Dragon.
Deserved.
Remember that time I put my shoulder into a fucking dragon?
Hell yeah.
That was
Hell
crazy.
And our vital idol, Rachel Kordell.
I'm Mars. And tonight's song is Sweet Dreams Are Made of This by Eurythmics.
What's that like?
Yeah, we don't have
take
dreams.
that one off too because
Again,
vampires
no
don't
dreams.
No dreams.
You're really fucking me up with this playlist, Rachel.
What the fuck?
Semantics.
Why am I dreaming?
No, Eurythmics did that song. Semantics did it.
Same difference.
That was good, Jonas. I respect that one.
How about Personal Jesus by Depeche Mode? I mean, that's kind of the same vibe, right?
Last time on I don't know that song.
Same.
Last time on Midnight Gravity, our coterie regathered at Elysium with the rest of the city's kindred and had a couple interesting conversations with their betters and their equals. Timothy returned after his 6-week stay in some mystical fantasy land. Antonio met with his mother. Mars put on an impromptu performance.
Yeah.
And Mathias and Reggie noticed some strange things happening around the Castellan estate. The coterie was then approached by none other than Lou Grand.
Yeah, we were.
Sweet mommy.
The former and first prince of Seattle, strangely unaccompanied by her usual entourage, who gathered them together.
I'll be her
and asked,
entourage.
She got a new
Gather them
entourage now,
together.
baby.
We could get the spray bottles out. Holy crap.
That just makes it better.
Settle down. Bite a raw potato or something.
Gonna introduce the bonk master up in here.
Thank you. Yes, we
Go
need one.
straight to horny jail.
I'm already in the closet.
That's true. That is horny jail. You have a problem, Casey. We got to talk about it.
Who brought them all together and requested
The Oculus.
bingo. Now, I won't keep you all too long. I'm sure you're all very busy, kindred with places to be and people to eat. So I'll just tell you this. I was prince before, and I will be prince again. The only question is, do you want to be on my good side? You all want to be on my good side, don't you?
Yeah.
Thank you, Reggie.
Sorry. What?
I'd say so, Miss Grant.
Where am I?
Everyone in Seattle knows that the 5 of you have the best chance of finding the Oculus, whatever it is. So all you have to do when you find it is bring it to me, and I will make the rest of your unlives as easy as possible. That's all. Just something to think about.
Thank you for your time, Miss Grant.
So many thoughts. So many thoughts.
She nods at Antonio and says, "This one knows how to talk to a lady. Good evening, everyone." And she will strut away from the table.
What did she say? I didn't catch a word of that.
She was asking for us to claim the Oculus for her.
Oh.
Now that we don't have company, new order of business.
This isn't the place.
It's not.
Obviously, we're known. Doesn't matter if it's here or at Magnolia.
I think it does.
Then we won't talk about it more.
At home, there are people with big bad ears. I look for that guy again.
Gives you a thumbs up.
I give him a thumbs up again.
Still funny, buddy.
I gotta have a quick word with Sophia. If you guys will excuse me.
I'm gonna go talk to Naomi.
Alright.
I peace away.
Matthias, Timothy, Reggie, what you guys do?
I don't really know anyone here, so...
Me neither.
Venus leans over the table and goes, "So, Reggie, what do you do?"
I grab
Most
Venus by
nights.
the shoulder and pull her.
Who was that?
Great. Antonio, you go off to find the herald, Sophia Reza. This Iranian woman with medium-toned skin, little flecks of gold shining in her eyes, dark hair pulled back in a bun, a double bun.
Okay.
Mr. Stregano, a pleasure.
Ms. Reza, pleasure's all mine. I hope you find this evening enjoyable.
My evenings are typically quite easygoing, yes. I suppose you are here to ask me about a particular arrangement that was made with your sire?
You would be correct.
Well, you just let me know when you want to access the penthouse, and I will send word ahead.
I understand, thank you. Has there been anyone else in the penthouse since the night of the incident? Besides yourself, of course.
A few mortals were permitted to enter to take care of some important documents that were required for the operation of Crosstech as a corporate entity.
However, their memories of the interior were wiped afterward.
All right.
No one else has entered, at least not with my permission.
How much scrutiny, for lack of a better term, has been on that entry?
There is security footage and mortal security guards watching it over every day and every night, and I myself have enlisted the help of some of Vivian's kind to keep an eye on the place from afar.
Very good. That'll be all. Thank you. I'll reach out as soon as I can.
You have my number.
Always a pleasure.
Mars, you drag Venus and Mercury over to Naomi Patton,
Sure do.
who is probably talking to Primogen Artemievan at the moment.
Mm.
Patton is a woman in her mid-30s with, much like Ghost, incredibly pale skin and, unlike Ghost, very dark hair. She looks like she stepped out of a black and white movie. She's wearing a long, like, Elvira black dress, dark eyeshadow and lipstick. You know her to be of Clan La Sombra. And she bows to Olga as you approach and says, "Hold on, I think I have a visitor. Mars, Mercury, Venus. Hello?
Naomi. Hi.
Your performance was adequate."
Well, we would have pulled out all the bells and whistles if we had enough time to prepare. Which, actually, I wanted to talk to you about that. In the case of any future Elysium events or arrangements, would you mind just contacting us directly? We're not going to be accepting any future requests coming through Felix LaRue or Elliot Hargrave. That was actually something that we established under Prince Cross, and, we anticipate that to be respected even though he is no longer in power.
Well, the 3 members of your band do not regularly attend kindred functions, and since you've been going off on your own business in recent nights, I was unable to contact you in time for this month's Elysium, so I'll be sure to stop by your little hovel in Magnolia the next time I need you.
Well, first of all, we've had regular attendance to recent kindred events. At least a couple of us have been there at every event. So either your perception is failing you or you're just not trying to look out for us. Second, if you believe us to be so unreachable, perhaps you need to be reintroduced to Switchboard.
Oof.
I've heard they are a fantastic asset for communication, especially when you can't bother getting a ghoul to use a phone for you. Whatcha?
Cool. So, yeah, let's badmouth Keeper Elysium. Why don't you roll some dice?
Okay.
I think that's Composure Intimidation as a contest.
Sure. Can I blood search?
Yes.
Wonderful, I passed. Okay. That's 6 successes with a crit.
6 successes with a crit.
Yes.
Rachel,
It's
I'm
not even messy.
I'm not shitting you. Also
No.
6 successes.
No.
And she, no more dice she can reroll there. So both of you will take 1 willpower damage.
There.
As your steely gazes lock onto each other and duel in the air between you, almost heating up with the friction of your stares. And she says, "These are tumultuous times, Miss Glamorgan, and all kindred in Seattle are expected to do their part." As you're kind of locked in with her, Mercury steps forward and says, "Naomi, you've been keeping us off the Elysium stage for months, so don't think we don't know what you're doing, trying to turn this around on us."
Oh, that's good.
And you see Naomi Patton's gaze slide over to her in disregard before sliding back to you, and she says, "Thank you for the information. You are dismissed. Unless there's something else you need to tell me."
No. There's nothing else to say, provided there's an understanding that you will no longer be reaching out to us through them.
Have a nice night, Miss Glamorgan.
You as well.
Give Antonio my regards.
Will do. And I turn to lead my party back to the coterie.
Yeah, as you go, you walk out in perfect girl band lockstep.
Yeah.
And as Venus turns away from Miss Patton, she, gives a careless flip of her hair and,
yeah, Venus.
follows after you. And you return to the coterie as well.
So the vampire's name was Ajax. What'd you fight him with? Dawn? Come on, that's funny.
It's got layers. Exactly,
You don't fight
too.
soap with soap. That doesn't make any sense.
But Dawn, everyone knows that Dawn cleans better. That's why they have the little duckies.
Dawn cleans gentler, not better.
It cleans better because it's tougher on
No, if
grease and
anything-
oil.
If anything, we fought him with bleach.
I see you come back to riveting conversation.
Yeah, but that doesn't work as well as like a joke.
Matthias has learned so much about cleaning since the first episode of this chronicle. He really studied up in the meantime.
Won't be caught being stupid again.
I find palm olive to be best, at least for scenes.
And after that, I show up.
Yeah.
Antonio,
Mars, good to see you. How was your performance? I was occupied.
you missed it.
I had matters to attend to.
It was like 35 minutes.
The matters were rather long,
Really couldn't find my wallet.
and also was wedged underneath the seat. So it's you first place you look and the last place you look.
That's usually because you find it in the last place you look. You're not going to keep looking after you find it.
That was the joke I was making.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry.
0 out of 2, Mathias.
I'll have to. We'll do something private or something, or you could come in on a practice. Either way, no, Mrs. High.
Oh, I'll have to say hello.
I don't recall her being so cold. At least last time I talked to her, but that was a fun conversation.
Well, we're in more tense circumstances now. I think everyone in that level of management, for lack of a better term, is a little on edge. That being said, what's everyone doing tomorrow night?
I don't really have any plans.
What day is it? Is it a weekend day?
Great question. What day is April 15th, 2027?
Oh, God.
There you go.
Gotta be accurate.
You want me to just make something up?
Yes.
No,
It is a Thursday, so
Tomorrow's Friday.
I got a show.
you will have a show, yeah. But after midnight, you're usually free.
But after midnight, I'm usually free.
Actually, is the information I'm about to say, should I keep this for Magnolia?
I don't think you would think it's like a hard secret, but if you're nervous about the people in power in general, sure.
I mean,
Like, it sounds like we just generally are not happy with people overhearing anything we say at this Elysium.
yeah, but at the same time, they already know what they have from Clan Akata, so I'm sure me going there is no new information.
Well, there's other people at Elysium, too.
No, that's true. That's very true.
On request of the clan, I've been asked to take a quick look at the penthouse, and I would like you all to come.
The penthouse?
And I just look at Mars and in more of a hushed tone, just
Cross deck.
Interesting.
Do they think there's still stuff to find after?
Well, they need anything physical, it's probably found. That's when I come in.
Oh, I mean, I'd certainly love to check it out.
As you were all requested there that night, I feel like it would make sense for you to be there. See if we can find any kind of information as to why.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll be there.
So Reggie can't come.
I mean, Reggie, if you're doing nothing, you're part of the coterie.
I'm sorry, what are we doing again?
I have a quick job to do, and it's in the interests of the rest of us to all be there. But if you'd like to attend as well, you might get some more clarity for your little
and Antonio points to his chest.
incident a couple months ago.
Oh yeah, that did happen. We never did figure out who stabbed Reggie. Because a lot of people stabbed me.
Yeah, I've been there.
You'd think it'd be worthy of the notebook.
I mean, it's gotten easier now. And it's in the notebook.
I got stabbed today.
I think we're in. Yeah, everyone? Kind of eyes everyone around the table.
Now, would you prefer this to be Monday? I know you said you have a performance tomorrow.
Yeah, weekends don't. I mean, unless it's after midnight, but weekends in general.
Likely not.
Monday sounds great.
Yeah, I think I can do that.
Hell
And
yeah.
they should be fine.
In the immortal words of Ray Parker, busted makes me feel good.
Who's that? Is that dirty?
Smash cut.
Smash cut.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because the ghost, guys. We're just gonna look for a ghost.
I got it right away. It was solid.
I know. Andrew knows. Antonio has no idea what you're talking about.
No, I
Reggie
gotta play it
gets
off,
it.
play it off.
Smash cut.
Yeah, we can cut over the weekend real quick.
Well, we want
Mars,
to talk. We want to talk to Mr. Timothy over here.
Yeah, we want to meet at Magnolia.
We could have a post-midnight meetup at one day.
Yeah, let's so over the weekend we gather at, are we gathering at the Double Tap or at Pox's Hacker Cave?
Probably the Hacker Cave.
At the cave,
Yeah.
Okay.
My show is close enough.
Sure. You get to the cave. Timothy, you see your van is there.
As I'm driving, I think I realized that talking in front of technology might not be a good idea.
You could have Pox shut off her computer and turn off all your phones.
All right. You think that's enough?
Could be.
Me, the storyteller?
Does Antonio think that's enough?
Are you just asking for a vibe, like a GM assurance, or do you want to use concrete heart?
I think it was more so a plea to the universe, but yeah, let's concrete heart it.
We also haven't heard from Bahar Grit. I mean, that's not even this game.
The spirit of the machine.
The biphasic hyperreal galvanic reintegrative technophage.
Nice.
There we go.
Yeah, that one. Oh, we still haven't heard from him in a minute either.
Way to fucking flex on us. Good job.
The if you're worried about something being bugged or listening in through technology, then there's probably nowhere you can go in the city that would feel completely safe except the middle of a park. If you want to use concrete heart,
I think I will.
I honestly, you can, but truly, I don't know what that could give you on this specific question.
I feel like I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't.
That's the nature of this game, baby.
Hell
You're playing
yeah.
vampire.
Hacker Cave it is.
We'll turn off the phones and computer. It probably won't do anything, but I don't think there's that much we can do anyway.
Okay. We gather in the living room of the Hacker Cave, the stunted little building on the edge of a cul-de-sac in southern Magnolia. Pox greets everyone as they arrive, and, 1 o'clock, everyone's here. Timothy, you see your van is parked there.
You guys ran it, right?
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
swift
okay, great.
wave at Maud.
How you doing, Maud? Hope you're having a good night.
Is Timothy back yet?
Oh yeah, the radio's smashed still. Well, I'll work as a translator. Timothy's someone who would like to talk to you.
I'm not here. Let's keep going.
Just walks past.
I think he's jet lagged. We'll talk soon.
All right, you go inside. We gather.
All right, let's get this together. Timothy, where have you been?
Okay, so how much do you guys know about fairies?
I'm sorry, what?
What?
How much do you know about fairies?
Can I make an occult roll?
You sure can.
Sweet.
I would like to as well.
Intelligence occult, anyone?
Can I make I read fairy tales to my kids in my life roll?
You don't need to make a roll for that. You definitely do. Reggie, also roll resolve plus auspex.
Radical. Looking forward to it. Can't wait. Getting on it.
Wow. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Resolve.
Willpower.
plus
Losing all my
aspect.
willpower. It's fine.
We
I don't need this.
could
Well,
go for
that's
the
a fucking waste. Absolute waste.
Rough stuff.
willpower reroll.
Antonio, you got nothing. This is just a knowledge check, so I won't give you a best deal on it right now.
Right now? Oh no.
Matthias, on 2 successes, I think you don't probably know any specifics, but you have looked into non-vampire supernatural things in your own life. You know a little bit about the various other forms of magic that exist in the world of darkness. There's one in particular that you have focused on, but I think in your research you have encountered the idea that, obviously werewolves are a given, mortal mages are the things that you've put a little bit more time and effort into, and probably as an offshoot of that, you're like, there's some kind of fairy thing. You don't really know the specifics, but that's there somewhere in the Umbra. Reggie, on 5 successes, damn.
Yeah.
You see a crack in the window where you slammed your head into it long ago that has been fixed, but a little hummingbird slips through a non-existent hole in the glass. And as you come up, you see that it is completely rotted and withered, as though it has been lying out in the sun for weeks and weeks. It's got little bits nibbled away, and you see a worm or a maggot poke its way out of a hole in its back and wriggle down its feathers and fall off. And the little zombie hummingbird sits on your shoulder and just kind of looks up at you and then takes off and buzzes around the room, flitting between everyone's heads as if looking for something.
Okay, does it hover around anyone in particular, or?
Timothy?
Yeah, I think, Timothy, you'd see Reggie just kind of staring above you and then, like, around your shoulders. And then Reggie's head is just kind of, like, lolling in, like, a half, like, glazed eyes, just kind of, like, watching something.
Well, I know that they're real somewhere in the Umbra, but not much else.
Wait, fairies are real?
A lot of things are real.
Oh, they're real. Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense, obviously.
But not in the sense that you would want them to be real.
What does that mean?
Okay. So never mind. There's too much. I have a friend named Lila. She was with me. Not gonna explain that either. She's a changeling.
What?
What?
She's a changeling. She was taken by a true fae and imprisoned in the Umbra.
Oh.
She's gained powers. That's what changelings are. They were tortured by fae. Do you guys do any Lovecraft stuff ever? Anything like that?
No.
What, you mean that crackpot racist?
Yeah, I mean, yes, he's terrible. But the horror aspects, yes.
Oh, like imperceivable.
What we're gonna look at? Lovecraftian, terrible, other dimensional beings. No, I lost you again. Okay, they're changelings.
Okay.
Reggie, as Timothy describes Lovecraftian terrible beings, you see the red star in the night sky that has been lingering for the last few weeks glow and pulse.
Oh god, I forgot that's there.
And outside the building, the waters of Elliott Bay begin to rise.
Ooh.
So, okay, there's two of them. One of them's Lila. The other one is calling himself the Sandman. Apparently, the Oculus, as we're looking for it, is called the Midnight Door.
Yeah.
It's supposed to take us to the deep dreaming. I've been to the dreaming. You know how we don't dream? Well, I've been to the plane of dream. Okay, I fought a dragon. This is too much for you guys.
Did you fall from the sky and hit your head?
What?
We can't give anyone the Oculus or let anyone know about the key
Why?
because we have to fix the glamour.
You're losing me.
You're just saying a bunch of words and expecting us to know what the hell you're talking about.
I know I'm saying a bunch of words. I'm not good at
Wait,
this.
hold on. What is the glamour? What happened to the glamour? Why does it need to be fixed? This is a really bad night for drinking a patron for the bar.
Reggie, as Timothy attempts to describe his adventure in the dreaming, you see the whole thing.
Whoa.
You see flashes of Lila leading through this fantastical wonderland, these strange shifting creatures and environments, donning the translucent armor, fighting the dragon, escaping through the door. And then as Timothy kind of throws his hands up and Mars says, wait, hold on, back up, what is the glamour? You hear a voice say, perhaps I could be of assistance in explaining that one.
I draw my gun.
Ooh.
I whip my head.
You see standing in the doorway of the living room are two figures. One of them, a woman with dark brown skin and big curly hair, with a dark hoodie, kind of the hood lowered to her shoulders. Timothy knows this to be Lila Miller. And you see a man with bronze skin and shaggy black hair in a green hoodie and jeans that none of you recognize at all.
Wrong. I do know him.
Timothy, you don't recognize him. You haven't actually met him before, but you know that this is Sandman. Mars, yeah, you have seen this figure once.
I point and I'm like, I know you.
Do you, though? May we come in?
Yeah, come in.
I believe you're already in.
Sure, I guess.
Two figures come in. Lila goes over and leans up against a wall, and the other figure kind of stands in the middle of you all in the circle, looks at Timothy and says, have we been introduced?
No.
No. I look at Lila.
She's like, hi, I'm Lila. I'm Timothy's friend. You were looking for me.
Oh, good to meet you. Antonio.
Thank you for not selling me out to Evelyn, all of you.
No problem.
You're welcome. What is going on?
The figure in the green hoodie clasps his hands and he says, yes, quite a lot, actually. So, I am called Sandman. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. I recommend you don't give me your name. We tend to do strange things with those. As Timothy was saying, Lila has just taken him on quite the whimsical adventure through the dreaming to retrieve something of great importance to us, and possibly to you. You've all been searching for the Oculus, as you call it. So have we. We understand that you are not particularly interested in letting anyone else get to it. Neither are we. Perhaps we can aid each other then.
Maybe if you told us why no one else can have it. Timothy doesn't seem to have a good grasp on that.
Yes.
Thanks, Mathias.
It's quite all right, Timothy. The truth is, you and us, kindred and changelings, the folk, as we tend to call ourselves, are diametrically opposed. We are creatures of glamour, wonder, joy, magic, change, and you are creatures of banality, stagnant, pale, unmoving.
Oh, you guys are werewolves.
No, those are a different thing.
That's their own thing.
No, but they change and
Nope.
they're against vampires.
We also change in a way.
What?
A lot of us change, actually. It's kind of weird.
Lots of things change?
There are some Guru in a cairn north of the city, but that's not here or there. We are not opposed to you in principle, only in nature. So it is difficult for us to be here. But the 5 of you have impressed me, and Lila trusts Timothy, so you're our only option. As we understand it, the Midnight Door is, like Timothy said, a portal to a distant and quite terrifying part of the Umbra, known as the Deep Dreaming. And if I'm correct, which I fully admit I may not be, it has stayed locked, hidden away for a very long time. And if we can enter it, well. How many of you are old enough to have seen the moon landing?
Mathias raises his hand.
Raise my hand.
Me?
I raise my hand.
Everyone, except Reggie. Poor Reggie.
Hmm?
Well, when everyone around the world tuned in to see a human being take their first steps on our little moon, it created an upsurge of wonder in the world. Or as we call it, glamour. The belief in the magical, the belief in amazing things, in progress, the advances of science and the human spirit. And the unfortunate thing about glamour is that it tends to wind down over time. Just as you need blood to survive, that's what keeps us going. And my hope is that there will be some waiting for us behind the door.
So, out of curiosity, what would happen if a kindred got it?
That is the question. I must say, I am incredibly curious to see what would happen if one of you walked through that door. But I cannot promise that it would be safe for you. In the deep dreaming, creatures of banality like yourselves are bound to be set upon by the spirits and chimerical residents that linger there, volatile in nature. But that's why we have these, Lila. And Lila reaches into her coat and pulls out what looks like just a glowing mote of light in her hand. She kind of holds it up. It shines enough that you all are you have to turn your eyes a little bit, like it's that bright. And then she kind of shakes it, and it transforms into a sprig of amaranth, a flower. And Lila says, "This is what I needed Timothy for. It's called an amaranth. It was in a tower. He did fight a dragon for it. It's true. It was a chimerical dragon, so it kind of... Anyway.
How long were you there for?
For us, it was like 3 or 4 days time.
No, I mean, how long were you in the room for?
Oh, we were just outside listening for a bit.
Oh, continue.
Anyway, it's kind of like a tether. We're going to use it, Sandman and I, to go through the door, and if we get lost in the deep dreaming, this will help us find our way back. If any of you want to go through, well, like he said, we can't promise you'd be safe, but it should protect you too.
Being here is never safe. I don't see what difference that would be.
But what would going through the door actually do for us in terms of this whole everyone trying to claim it thing?
Sandman speaks and says, well, if you go through it first, you will have the most input on where it goes next. The dreaming is a place constructed of thought, of desires and ambitions, and dreams. I know that those are strange to all of you, but, well, Chaz was telling me some very interesting things about her own experience with the door. It seems it does want someone to go through. Might as well be you.
It wants a kindred to go through?
I suppose the door wants what the door wants. I can't claim to know more than that.
Okay, but I guess I don't understand why you all aren't just going to it, then.
Well, we can't. It won't open to us. But the 5 of you, it seems to have taken a liking to. Have any of you seen the lights before?
Raise hand.
Mathias raises his hand.
I believe I have.
Yes, I think.
That doesn't happen to everyone in Seattle. Or elsewhere, as the case may be.
It hasn't always been Seattle.
So you see, the door has a fondness for you. For all of you. I don't know why. I'm just as uninformed as the rest of you. I'm making my best guess on what's on the other side, but I could be very, very wrong.
I want to insight this entire conversation.
Yeah,
Hell
it's
yeah.
the same, please.
What sort of insight are you looking for here?
I'm looking for, like, any indication that what the two of them are saying is false in regards to, like, their motivations behind this. Like, while I probably am betting that the door won't actually open for them, otherwise they would have just gone and done it. Like, what they think is behind the door, this glamour that supposedly sustains them. Like, based off of what they said about the moon landing, like, it created wonder. This being something that would be secret doesn't seem like it would do that.
Sure.
So trying to piece that together and actually figure out, would that even work?
Sure. Intelligence or wits insight, go for it.
It's going to be 2 for me.
2 successes as well, but I'm inciting something different, so you can...
Okay, yeah, I'll do Mathias first. Does anyone else want to roll insight?
I mean, might as well.
Sure.
Oof.
We'll hit a willpower. Also 2.
Goddamn, Antonio. So 2 successes for both of you. So on 2 successes, a couple things to address. First is that they do seem to believe what they are saying. Sandman is being open with you that, look, he doesn't really know. He could be wrong. Like, you're right. It kind of doesn't add up, right? But that's his best guess. And he is hoping that you guys will help him get to it because then he can find out for real. The second part of it is whatever you do know about fairies, they are creatures of subtlety and imagination and illusion and deceit. And the realization that not only are they real, but they're now in front of you talking to, even if these are people touched by fey magic rather than fairies themselves, there's definitely something else going on, but I think you're smart enough to know, like, there's no way you're going to get it out of them.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that anything that they've said is untrue.
Right. Okay.
Additionally, Timothy seems to be in with them, at least with Lila, and you know that Timothy is no bullshitter. If Timothy was being misled or if there was something, like, nefarious in the air, Timothy would have smelled it, for sure. Mars.
So, what I guess I'm inciting is the Sandman's awareness. Like, does he not really know, but also, like, how much is he not letting us know? Because I have seen him before, and to my recollection, it was when I was visiting my grave, and he was there, and he said my name, and I didn't know who he was. And now that he is here in what is essentially my living room, I want to know, how light are those words to say, I don't know what's going on? Like, he clearly knows a lot. And I'm trying to get a read on that.
He obviously has been watching you. He knows some of your names. He knew that you would be here. Some of that may come from Lila, who got it from Timothy. But you're not sure Timothy would have said much about you guys anyway, other than a brief introduction. He does know more than he's letting on, but on 2 successes, you get the same vibe that it's not about the door. The things that he knows that he's not speaking of lie elsewhere. And when he says he really doesn't know for sure what's behind that door, he means it.
Okay.
As you guys are contemplating, Lila comes up to you, Timothy, and says, I'm sorry for barging in like this. Was this a mistake? Should we bail out?
No, I was pretty much not doing a good job explaining it.
I think you were doing a pretty good job, honestly. It was a lot of information for you, and like Sandman said, this stuff is like literally antithetical to you as a kindred, so I don't know. I mean, I thought you did fine, but I get that.
So what? You need us to lead you to the door so it will open?
Yes. You found some instructions on how to do that, I believe. And I think that little present that Antonio just got might help you out as well. All that you need to do is find the right spot and bring the right ashes.
How do you know about that?
Okay, I need a little bit more clarity if we're going to work together, because clearly you've been watching us for a long time, especially if I didn't know that Antonio got a present. So if we're going to be working together, I need a little bit more understanding about what you do know.
You've seen the lights. I see them too.
How do you know we've seen the lights? How did you know that in the first place?
The Umbra is a strange and mystical place, full of connections that are not obvious to mortal or kindred eyes. Reggie, could you come over here and stand in the doorway, please?
I kind of look to the group, being like, "Should I do this?"
I mean, I guess it's as good as mine.
Yeah. I would give you a warm look.
Unbroken.
I think Mars is just kind of concerned, but like not gonna stop you either.
Reggie will step forward. I think as he steps forward, he says a small little thing under his breath towards this figure. He just whispers out, as you watch from folds of space as threads laid bare from unraveled lace. And we'll step forward, stepping into the doorway.
Malkavians, though, they tend to see beyond. And Sandman turns and casts a hand over the top of the threshold, and the room darkens, swallowed by blackness, except for the light pouring in from outside through the open doorway. The lights that all of you have seen before pop into place, a crown around the rectangle of light that grows and brightens into a full, opaque white that some of you have yet seen before. The multicolored lights, pink, green, yellow, red, pop open into eyes. This fan of eyes, all shapes and sizes, that blink, turn, and settle, all looking inward toward Reggie. You've seen this door before, haven't you, Reggie?
Might have.
Sandman wipes it away, and rather than returning to the room you're in, the eyes sort of jiggle and shake in place before refocusing again, and the image of white light changes. You are looking through the threshold. The back rooms of the Double Tap, where Mercury and Venus are hanging out, talking to the bartender Haven, and Sandman gestures forward and says, "The Door of Watchers, it's called. It brings us together. At least, that's what I hope it's been doing. So I cannot promise you any boons. I cannot promise you money or blood or a return to the way that you once were. But if you allow me to follow you, help you take the door for yourselves, I can promise I won't give it to anyone else in Seattle. And you'll probably never see me again."
I'm sorry, you said that it brings us together?
The image in the door fades, the eyes wink out, the blackness dissipates, and Sandman just kind of shrugs and says, "Well, it has, hasn't it?"
That's creepy. That's weird. You've just been, watching us? For how long?
Only a few months since you started this whole affair.
What do you mean since we started this? You mean just this coterie?
About then, yes.
You've just been looking in on us? I mean, you don't find anything wrong with that at all? Look, I've come from a place where I've had a lot of eyes on me for a long time and a lot of people telling me what to do, and this just doesn't sit right with me, that you can just waltz in and just tell me that, we've been brought together in this way, so help me, come find this magical door and help me solve my problems.
Well, I had to know you were the right kindred to make the offer. Do I think it's a little impolite of me, perhaps?
Who staked Reggie?
I'm afraid that one remains out of my sight.
Wow, okay. Could look at something important and didn't see it.
I am not omniscient, thank you, Mars. I've simply been keeping an eye on the 5 of you and those others who have come close to that which I have been studying for years.
And yet you get a chance to vet us, and we don't get a chance to vet you.
This is the vetting, guys.
It's true, it's much harder for banal creatures like yourselves to look into the lights when they arrive, but Reggie's seen me, and as Timothy said, you're seeing me now.
Seen you, but Reggie doesn't know you. None of us know you except Timothy, and I'm sure whatever Timothy knows has been filtered through a friend of his.
That's all very fair.
Point of fact, I've never met him until today.
There you go.
And who are the others?
Oh, Evelyn, for one, Prince Cross, Victor Goga, and Chaz, of course, among others. There's that little voice in the computer as well. I don't know who they represent, but it is fascinating.
If you were keeping an eye on Cross, who killed him?
I think you've confused me for some sort of omniscient observer who knows everything that's happened in Seattle. The truth is, I know very little, but I want to find out. Don't you?
I would.
I think we need time to discuss amongst ourselves, preferably without you watching.
Of course. Take all the time you need. We have until the solstice to make our decision.
Why? Why the solstice?
There are certain ebbs and flows in the world of spirits and changelings. It's a few months away. You have your time. I'm sorry to have disturbed you all. I hope we can make an alliance. And he bows his head and leaves.
We'll keep in touch.
Lila looks around at all of you and is like, I think it's your best bet, guys. Good luck. She claps Timothy on the shoulder and she steps out as well.
I was going to say best bet for what, but I really don't want to ask them any more questions.
Mathias, your phone, which was shut off, buzzes.
I pull out my phone.
Screen is
Throw it
black.
at the wall. Fuck this.
Mars, your phone, which was off, buzzes.
What? Pick up my phone.
Well,
Oh, I didn't
Mathias-
I
actually
throw it
throw
at
my
the wall.
phone.
Black screen and blue letters flicker into view. You hear a familiar voice. Allow me to complicate your decision.
Here we go again.
And so closes another chapter
Bad
of
timing.
Midnight Gravity.
Oh,
See, you're playing Bahar Grit
damn.
all wrong. Bahar Grit had great timing. This is horrible timing.
Horrible for you.
Horrible timing.
For you.
There's
for-
5 of them.
Nope, just 3.
Thank you all for listening. Plugmaster, take it away.
Enough of something silly. The plug master. Jonas, what's your plug?
Go check out Game Master Monday's Sherwood episode from last week. Really fun time. Boss Jellybean Rosaders, DM'd by Dat Kubi. Non-stop laughing the entire recording session. One of the funniest RPG sessions I've ever had. Highly recommend. That's Game Master Monday. 3 words. Give them a follow. Check out the Sherwood episode. And check out the rest of their stuff too, because they do a huge variety of one-shots. It's great.
Great job. Casey, what's your plug?
Check out my socials at Casey_Reardon on Instagram and TikTok.
Great job, Casey. Rachel, what's your plug?
At Rachel Kordell on Instagram and all of the places. Majora's Rose on Twitch and also all the places. I guess I've been posting on Instagram sometimes for Majora's Rose. So, look at a selfie every now and then. Yeah, thanks. Just going to do a shout out for the table business too. I did an interview with Jack, a really cool guy. Definitely recommend you listening to the episode. It was a really good time and I think you'll like it.
Good job, Rachel.
Love it.
Sky, do you have a plug?
no.
Okay, bye everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good night. Leave us a review,
Good
please.
night. Good night.
If
After
you
you
think
leave
it's
us a
creepy to
review.
watch people while they're living their own lives, just imagine how creepy it is to listen to us all the time.
What? No, it's not
not
creepy
leave
at all.
review.
Oh,
Get out of my head.
Please.
Yeah, you listener, you creep.
No, please.
Okay,
Please.
wait, yeah, hold on, never
continue
mind. I
to
take it
listen.
back. I take it back. I take it back. It's only fair that we get to listen to you, is the thing.
Oh,
You can listen, but you
we're
have to
listening
talk
to
back
them
to
now?
us.
Good night.
You're stuck in traffic. It's okay.
Good night.
Good night.